as my earlier speaker has just spoken about the diabetes self-management education and support. Specifically, we all know self-management is the key. So today, just before starting, my topic was very nicely assigned to me. Apart from all the things, I always love to educate people how to manage diabetes. That is very necessary, and I think so. Thinking to that, my seniors would have allotted the topic to me. So educating caregivers for type 1 diabetes, it is always a challenge. We term it as a caregiver. Caregiver are, it is not a single person or a single authority. There are number of patients, in number of people who will give care to the type 1 friend. So what I have done all throughout, first time in the world, I have tried to classify the caregivers. Let me see my efforts. Who is the best caregiver? What I will address all to the, I will just greet all my listeners who are attending this seminar on the virtual mode also, who are present, eminent faculties who are present in this. I have just tried to put up what I am doing in my part. If any questions, any type of suggestions, you are always welcome. Please, we can discuss so that I can be very much clear. So best caregiver in my thought is a mother. Best caregiver in the world is a mother. She will clear each and everything which is on your body not needed. She will take care of your food. She will take care of your clothing. So just I have tried for next 10 to 20 minutes, I will try to project the things that we will be next to mother. We doctors are always termed by our people whom we are giving care, our friends, that he is just like a god. No, don't simulate us as God. We are the best caregivers, so we simulate as like a mother. We will give each and every care. God will only come and bless us. God will never come and do the things. So I am there to do for you. First of all, I will feel I am your mother. Then I will make you feel that I am your mother. Then there the relationship will develop, which the doctor was telling as earlier, the speaker, he was completely right. Completely focused on your own attachment with that. So with that, I'll move forward. I have classified these caregivers into three: medical caregivers, family caregivers, and institutional caregivers. We have lot and lots of data, guidelines about each and every thought has been there, but it has never been put into a slide and defined like that, so that it makes the vision clear for all the physicians, what to whom to teach what. We have been teaching everything to the group that is a caregiver, but if we teach specifications to particular caregivers, the care may be more precise. So what I have thought: medical caregivers, family caregivers, and institutional caregivers. So I will invite my brother Sachin. He was not feeling well. He was having some problem, but he has just entered the room. Please be seated. So medical caregivers, that is treating physicians, insulin and insulin pump educators. Meena ma'am is over here in the hall. She is our insulin pump educator. Dietitian and other caregivers like receptionists, PNs, your document holders, your help desk people. These are also a part of a medical caregiving system. Then we can move forward. Family caregivers, we will say parents and guardians. Where parents are not there, there are some guardians who are putting. Guardian is a person who is applying the economical support to the child. So the economical support giver is a guardian. Then siblings, there is role of siblings also to care the type 1 child. Then grandparents, definitely it is a very bigger role. All the parents, if they are working, they will leave the child in the home. So that friend will be managed by the grandparents, their role. Then the relatives' responsibility. Suppose child is going to some marriage party, somewhere, another exhibition or anything, then he will be attended by some other relatives. So what is the role of the relatives? So if just I focus these things in your mind, so the work has increased. It is not simply educating a caregiver, it is simply just directing many caregivers what is their responsibilities. So moving further, the institutional caregivers are divided according to, in Indian system, we have to decide according to the classes and the system which we are prevailing. So school or college, we know from 0 to 18 is a school specifically, and that to 0 to 6 is the period where I recommend, this is my recommendation, our parents are most important person. The parents of that child are most important person to take care of that child. So 0 to 6, after 0 to 6 when he reaches class, to the school, there are different type of cares accordingly. 6 to 12 years care is something different for my type 1 friend. Then 13 to 15 years of care is something different for my type 1 friend. And 16 to 18 years, there are some challenges of examinations, their routines will change. So there are some different changes. Then according when he goes to the college, his activity level increases and the care may also change. And now the same way, if he is going for a job, there will be two types of job he must be working for. Might it be he is going for a office work, might it be he is going for a field work. So there the care will also change. So workplace classification has been done, office work and field work. Moving further, for institutional caregivers, who are those peoples? Like in school, we can take administration has to be first of all informed. My child is having a type 1 diabetes, so I will go and inform the administration while enrolling. I will declare each and everything on the form so that the things can be in knowledge of administration. Why administration? Administration is always there to give a proper leave, to arrange for ambulances, to go for a call. So it has to be arranged properly. We should not let anything occur. We should just try to protect one event of any type of abnormal thing which our friend is going to face is going to be a mark all throughout the life. So I will not let it occur. Then the principal should be informed properly. The class teacher has to be trained properly. The caregiving staff like PNs, bus drivers, and all those are helping staffs. Then school dispensary, each and every school and college is having a dispensary outlay. A nurse is also over there which gives primary medications. We all have experienced this in school. When we had these type of problems, we used to go to the dispensary. I know where the school I go. When I had a stomach upset, they used to give me that pudin hara pill. And that was an important thing. With that only I got cured, I got a rest over there. We used to go to the dispensary and take that pearl and lie down for 5 to 10 minutes and we were energized. The same type of facilities available everywhere. Where it is not there, we will try to educate more to the class teacher, but dispensary people have to be educated very much properly. How to check sugar, how to manage low and high, hyperglycemia, diabetic ketoacidosis, basic management has to be trained to them. Then transportation in charge, like bus drivers. Now in workplace office, administration of that, immediate senior in the office which can take care of the work which he was doing when he has any emergencies, and colleagues which can help him out. Now, the responsibilities and liabilities of medical caregivers, specifically treating physician. As a treating doctor, it is the responsibility of us to diagnose him, document properly, plan of care and educating other caregivers. SOPs, this is an important thing. Standard operating procedures, this has to be declared, and if it is possible you can make a note of it. You can give a small leaflet also. I will also try to improve. While I was making this thing, I had an idea of an SOP. So just first thing after going from over here, I will try to make SOPs, different SOPs for different things, like insulin pump therapy SOP, which I have myself. MDI, we can go for DK, hypoglycemia, and with the prescription you can give 2 to 3 SOPs to your these friends, so that all the caregivers are always in ready mode for management of these type of, and then to prevent micro and macrovascular complication, it is very much important to routinely go for a checkup of our children's. These are very serious issues. Dr. Manisha ma'am, she is over here with me. She is taking care of all the type 1 people. She regularly checks. Every month there is a regular checkup. Apart from diabetes, apart from blood sugar levels, there is their milestone growth, their social accommodation, their social development. What all things can be educated should be included. Then moving further, medical caregivers like insulin and insulin pump therapy educators. So what is their role? Insulin education, insulin initiation, insulin pen usage, insulin dose titration, and then insulin storage education. This is very much important. Insulin pump installation, education, insulin pump accessories attachment, detachment, insulin injection sites and lipohypertrophy. This is very much important, which we have seen, which I also see sometimes in my practice also, whom we had seen 10 years earlier. They have missed the site and they develop a lipohypertrophy, which is really very much painful. Just put a hand on the belly, you will just demarcate those areas where there will be a little bit of bumps. You will tell them this is a lipohypertrophy. It occurs with injection, regular injection of insulin. So please avoid this area till then it becomes normal. So it will be a better part for them. A little bit of communication, as doctor was telling earlier. Now, for medical caregivers, what is the role of the dietitians? Very importantly, so nutritional assessment of child, diet counseling, carb calculation, insulin dose adjustment and regular diet advice through the telecommunication. As we know, our eminent dietitian, she has just entered the room when I was telling about the caregiving part of this. So now, this is an important, and this has to be, this is the most biggest part. Child is going outside, might be from morning 7 and he's coming back to the house till 2 p.m. So 7 till 2 he is outside. After that, before that and after that, each and everything has to be very much clear with family caregivers. We are the doctors, the treatment is limited, there is only MDI and insulin pump, there is no other treatment. So treatment protocol for each and every type 1 friend is same all throughout the world. The difference it makes, why he leaves our care is not sufficient. That is why he is switching from one doctor to another. That is a problem. If a person for having type 1 diabetes, my friend is going from one doctor to another, it is not my competence that it is not at level, because it is a part of our familial support to be trained very nicely. That is going to create that is why what the earlier doctor said, diabetes self-management needs a communication skill. How do you communicate? हम कैसे उससे बात करते हैं? जो हमारा लोकल लैंग्वेज है, क्या कभी उसमें हम डिलीवरी कर सकते हैं? सेंस चेंज होता है, चीजें बेहतर होती हैं. कई बार लिखी हुई जो हमें बुलेटिन्स मिलते हैं, पैम्पलेट्स मिलते हैं, उन पे नजर नहीं पड़ता है. 3 मिनट में बहुत सारी चीजों को समझाया जा सकता है. So what are the responsibilities which we can train them? Regular monitoring of blood glucose. नापो तो जानो, नमस्ते की जगह नापो तो जानो, हर बार उस पे बोलेंगे नापो तो जानो, अपने आप ही याद हो जाएगा. This is a stimulant to the brain. Brain has links and links will be encarved very nicely. So regular monitoring of blood glucose, charting of blood glucose levels, inform physicians about hypos and hyper event urgently. Don't wait. This has to be emphasis to them. Just keep someone in a loop. A dietitian madam, a nutritionist madam, a pump educator madam, anyone who is responsible for medical care giving system or any emergency number aroused by your doctor. Just inform prior each and every what has happened, just to inform him, then you take him into loop. So he is also alert. That has to be told them. Prior, just you will say, now he is having unconsciousness, I was doing this, you will spend approximately 15 minutes. So just we will train them, whatever occurs, you just take one person into the loop. And it is easy, because these are very near dear friends to us, and they are very seldom less in number. We can give them complete care and complete facility available. Regular diet counseling, regular insulin titrations, update information, sharing associations with schools, institutions regularly. Insulin pump adjustment and control should also be trained to the caregivers, that is next to the kin or family caregivers. Now, education, extra education which has to be imparted to all the caregivers. What is that? When blood sugar is high due to low insulin or inability to use insulin properly, what happens? Insulin taken is not enough to correspond with the food intake. Ate more as planned, less activity than planned, physical stress, emotional stress. Talk about diabetes care team about what they think safe target of your child blood sugar before and after meals. So I think so that it is same happening. It is 15 minutes, so I will take 4 to 5 minutes more. When blood glucose sugar is high, then what are the signs and symptoms? High blood sugar reading when testing, then high levels of sugar in urine, frequent urination, increased thirst. Role of a caregiver. What is the role of a caregiver, family caregiver at this point? Talk to the child health care team right away and discuss how best handling can be done. In many cases, the child may need to take additional insulins, but their healthcare provider may have other recommendations and advices also. Emphasis to treat right away. So educating about DKA, we all know that when there is no enough insulin supplied to the body, the sugar doesn't get into the body cells break down, and instead of that they use fat, the ketone bodies increase, which are acidic in nature, so diabetic ketoacidosis occurs. With this, the signs and symptoms which have to be trained very nicely, only 4 I have documented. These are most important signs to be evaluated every time when your child is having this. You have to just think, might it be it is DKA. You have to have instinct in your mind, have to check for your blood ketones levels, which are now readily available with each and every glucometer. You will need to reach to a near of your medical stores also. They will be giving you a separate one strip can also be bought if you are relatively having information where to get it from. So, nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, fruity breath or difficulty in breathing are some earlier signs and symptoms that have to be encountered. Now, role of caregivers, talk to the child health care provider about his or her diabetes, her risk for decay and have an emergent plan. Plan has to be treated. The SOPs will be demarcated. So, when another thing, the low sugar. So, we have only two entities, hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia, to be trained to all the health caregivers. Like your family caregivers, your institutional caregivers. The most important is family caregivers. Family caregivers should be very much informed about this, how to manage hypoglycemia. So check blood sugars when you notice any of the above signs. The signs are lack of control over simple movement, clumsiness, dizziness, rapid heartbeat, headache, hunger, nausea, seizures, shaking, then sweating, a tingling feeling around mouth. This is the basic one. When sometimes they will have everything but this tingling feeling which I have felt. So I have added in most of my type 1 friends always said, Doctor साहब मेरे मुंह के पास, मेरे होठों के पास कुछ चुनचुनाता है. That is the sign. So if you are able to go for an ambulatory glucose profile, it will detect the particular sensational things which they are having. Otherwise, they eat something, they goes off. It is a very, very informative sign which I am getting in my part. I think so the same will be happening with the friends who are giving care to type 1 people. Now, night-time low blood sugars, these are observed by the parents. क्या कहते हैं वो हमसे? कहते हैं डॉक्टर साहब मेरे बच्चे का पैजामा डेली रात में भीग जाता है. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो नाइट वेटिंग, बेड वेटिंग का उसको कोई बीमारी हो रहा है. नहीं, it has to be correlated with hypoglycemia occurring in night. This is the basic symptom. Then headaches, irritable, confused. What happens? Being active too close to night is a problem of hypos in night. Suppose my child has taken a dinner at 8 p.m. and after that he is left unattended, he is playing with his games, he is doing his daily work, he is going about everything there, and he takes 3 to 4 hours go to the bed. That is the part where extra amount of exercise has been done, and that may also create. So a sleeping time has to be demarcated until unless he is adult to take care of himself. Late dinner and going to sleep some hours later, this what I have talked. Then making blood sugar checks easier for young children. This is an important training to be given to all the caregivers. Ways to make your children feel more comfortable and easy to the process. Be prepared. पहले ही stylet लगा लें, plunger we have to readily fix all the fittings, and then we will just go to the child when just we have to prick. What we will, या तो उसको distract करेंगे, otherwise what we will do, we will just encourage whenever he is able to manage it. Then we will say, oh, you have done this, very nice for you. For these type of some empathetic words being used by the family caregivers encourage n number of checkings by that child. Institutional caregivers, extra careful routine of diet. This is an important thing which we miss. We had a training program for our children in their schools where they were going, and we had a paper also presented on our work which enhanced the ability of management of diabetes. So what school caregivers or institutional caregivers should be given extra training about extra careful routine of diet and physical involvement, regular discussion with family about blood glucose levels, understanding diabetic emergencies, managing according to the medical help, documenting the activity standards of type 1 diabetics. This is necessary. What standard of activities are expected from my child has to be demarcated, and accordingly insulin pump settings and trainings have to be given. Understanding insulin injection techniques have also to be educated to the institutional caregivers. Education about hypos and hypers can be also suggested as form of SOPs. So this is just a diagram of SOP, which this type of thing I am giving to my pump users. So hypoglycemia, in this what we can see over here, we can fill the name of the student, date of birth, grade and year where is a photo can be applied. Key contact persons, may it be some of your relatives or your clinicians or anyone. 2 key contacts should be there at least. And then this is the important, which I am doing on pump. It has to be done for all the insulin taking injection techniques also. Is the child able to take insulin by himself? Yes. With supervision or no? This has to be demarcated. If child is able to manage his pump, then there will be yes. So he will be, if he will be just supervised, or he is not able to do, then we have to do it. Then if there is any symptom, that yes, hypoglycemia has occurred. How to check sugar? Anytime, or you can see time as per required, managed prior to meals, prior to any type of exertional activities, prior to any time of tests, routine examinations, which are regularly occurring in our colleges and school where child is not able to take the meals every 2 hours. So it has to be checked, and the permissions have to be allotted by the school system to go for sugar checkup by himself and taking something if there are hypos. Now hypo is there, low blood glucose level has to be decided by the treating clinician, then sign and symptoms have to be just, so I have not filled this area. This can be the sign and symptoms for individualized, that is the tailoring of the therapy has to be done. So do not leave the child unattended. Then student conscious, then you have to give some type of active carbohydrates, and if you have to recheck the sugar. And if he is suddenly unconscious or becomes clumsy, you have to dial the ambulance number and contact the persons and the caregivers which are needed as a medical caregivers. Now for hypoglycemia, it is the same. When you check the sugar and you see that student is well, then you can encourage him to drink plenty of water, send him back to the class if everything is fine. If it doesn't occur, then you again recheck the sugar. Sugar is going high. You can just give a call to the caregiver, that is a medical caregiver, as well as the familial caregiver, so that they can pick up the child from the school, and then we can just rule out any type of emergencies like DKA. So with this, I want to summarize my talk. Diabetes, what is the summary specifically? I have written some touchy words which I feel myself. Diabetes can touch almost every part of personal life. What they eat, their activity level, even their moods. Mood is an important thing, and that can affect whole family even. Whole family will be disturbed. So to just have emphasis, if you don't want to let this occur, just take care properly. There is a lot that caregivers and other family members can do to help a child cope with managing his or her type 1 diabetes. When caring of someone with type 1 diabetes, it's important to stay positive and supportive you yourself. Don't be worried कि अरे यार अब क्या होगा मेरे बच्चे को, नहीं, बराबर से help करेंगे till he becomes himself a caretaking person till class 12th or something. You have to give some extra care. Each and every examination has to be backed up by you. Okay, you are not sugaring that. Okay, you have another attempt for appearing the exam. Don't put extra pressures over these people. These are specifically tips which I can share. We have to have very much positive ideas for them. It may be both healthy and interesting to take someone diabetes friendly habits you yourself. Suppose you are a caregiver, भैया मैं भी भाई I am not going to drink any sweet beverages. मैं चाय नहीं पीता भाई मीठी, मैं शुगर फ्री लेता हूँ, मेरा बच्चू नहीं लेता है तो मैं भी नहीं लेता हूँ, ये नहीं खाता है तो मैं भी नहीं खाता हूँ. Just words. If you don't want to do, just speak these beautiful words in front of him. He will be encouraged. पीछे जाके आप भी अगर खाना है खा लो, उसके सामने नहीं खाओ. He will be encouraged. जब तक वो खुद समझदार नहीं हो जाएगा. जब वो समझदार हो जाएगा, he will understand, he will never say, no, I want to eat that. उससे मैं बीमार हो जाऊंगा, मुझे वो खाना है. कोई नहीं कहेगा, कोई नहीं कहेगा. So उसके सामने कहीं ना कहीं मिठाइयां आ रही हैं, बर्थडे में आ रहे हैं, हमारे रिचुअल्स हो रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं वहीं पे इमरजेंसी लैंड अप हो जाती है. And that has to be dealt very nicely, very politely, without hampering any emotional backdrops. With this, I would like to end my talk. This is the message which I want to spread all throughout. नापो तो जानो, शक्कर से ज्यादा मीठी है जिंदगी. Check to know. Thank you.